कहानियाँ कितनी अजीब ही होती है ना, कभी हंसाती हैं, रुलाती हैं, गुदगुदाती हैं, और कभी कभी बस तन्हा सी। ऐसी ही है मेरी कहानी। अच्छा, आप सबको मेरी आवाज तो आ रही है ना? आप सब सुन पा रहे हैं ना? अच्छा, देख भी पा रहे हैं? देख पा रहे हैं ना? अच्छा, क्योंकि ऐसा है कि मोस्ट ऑफ सोसाइटी हमें देख ही नहीं पाती, हमें सुन नहीं पाती। हमेशा हमें इस तरीके से इग्नोर कर देती है, और जैसे एक ग्लास के थ्रू हम देख जाते हैं ना, इस तरीके से हमारी कम्युनिटी के थ्रू हमें बस इग्नोर कर दिया जाता है। आई एम अर्पित भल्ला एंड आई आइडेंटिफाई एज अ जेंडर क्वेयर पर्सन। अब आप सोचेंगे कि जेंडर क्वेयर क्या होता है? Gender queer means a person who doesn't identify to the binary system of gender, and that means that I don't identify as a male, female, and I am unique, and that's it. I define myself as an artsy and eclectic. Artsy means a person who has a bent towards art, and eclectic means a person who comes from various schools of thoughts. So, what do you think a 21-year-old should be doing or can do? Enjoying college, having a time of lifetime, and just running around and doing, ample of things and enjoying their lifetime, right? But it is very different for me. I'm working for the LGBTQ community, or basically the gender and sexual minorities, and working towards the empowerment of this community, which is on the sidelines, on the margins of the community, on this whole society. So, it all started this is very difficult for me to tell as well. I was abused sexually at a tender age of 6 years, at an age where children are just enjoying, and they have their childhood, and as you know, childhood is the most beautiful period of our lifetimes. But for me, it was very difficult, and this abuse continued till I was of 16 years of age. Now you will be thinking कि ऐसा क्या हुआ कि 10 साल तक पता ही नहीं लगा, 10 साल तक ऐसे abuse चल रहा और ये चुप रहा, मतलब ऐसा क्यों? So the thing is that when abuse happens, जब आपके साथ sexual abuse होता है, तो वो अचानक से नहीं होता कभी। और child sexual abuse में खासकर कोई बाहर वाला नहीं आता है, हमेशा family, friends, neighbors, यही वो लोग होते हैं जो इसका कारण होते हैं। और इस पूरे टाइम में it took me 10 years to understand that okay, this is wrong and this shouldn't be there, and I couldn't speak anything for 10 years just because I was kind of जैसे एक बकरे को हलाल करने से पहले तैयार किया जाता है ना, इस तरीके से सब कुछ चल रहा था। कभी मतलब लगा ही नहीं कि अच्छा कुछ अलग हो रहा है, because हर जगह यही हो रहा था आसपास। That means it was not even only going on with me, but other children in my society, in my area as well. It was so common out there. और उसके बारे में ये सोचना कि गलत है सही है वो तो बहुत दूर की बात है। वो जजमेंट वाला पार्ट तो तब आएगा ना जब आप इसका दूसरा पर्सपेक्टिव देखोगे, और वो तो कभी दिखा ही नहीं। So this is how it all started. एक चीज मैं बहुत importantly आप सबके सामने रखना चाहूँगा। It wasn't abuse. It wasn't the sexual abuse that I'm this way. It is just I'm this way I got abused. There's a large difference in it. मेरा femininity as a biological male लोगों के लिए गलत था, और वो कारण बना इस abuse का। But आप लोग बताइए, क्या आपकी femininity आपका अब्यूज का कारण बनना चाहिए? मूवीज में, बॉलीवुड में अगर रणवीर सिंह स्कर्ट पहन रहा है, या फिर आयुष्मान खुराना साड़ी पहन रहा है, या चाची 420 का वो कैरेक्टर ड्रैग, जिसको ड्रैग बोलते हैं, ये एक आर्ट फॉर्म है, वो सबने सराहा है, सबको अच्छा लगा, राइट? कोई है ऐसा जहाँ पे जिसको नहीं अच्छा लगा? I don't think so. सबको बहुत मजा आया, सबके लिए बहुत एक्सेप्टेबल था वो चीज। लेकिन जब आपके घर में आपका बच्चा, आपका भाई, आपके पिता अगर ऐसे कपड़े पहनना चाहे तो बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है। एंड दिस इज वेरी हिपोक्रिटिकल बिकॉज इसी सोसाइटी में, हमारी ही कल्चर में, जिस आई बिलोंग टू पंजाबी फैमिली एंड आई हैव बीन ब्रॉट अप इन हरियाणा, एंड हमारे यहाँ पे एक ट्रेडिशन है जो कि मोस्टली इंडियन कम्युनिटीज में होता है कि 2.5-3 साल तक बच्चों के बाल लंबे किए जाते हैं, उसके बाद उनके मुंडन होते हैं। सो जब वो लड़कों के बाल लंबे किए जाते हैं तब तक क्या होता है कि फैमिली वाले अपना जितने भी शौक होते हैं ना सब पूरे कर लेते हैं, चाहे उसकी चोटी बनाना, चाहे उसको फ्रॉक पहनाना, उस बच्चे को जिस तरीके से भी उसको रिप्रेजेंट करना चाहे कर सकते हैं। और तब उनको तो बुरा नहीं लगता, तब उनको तो बहुत अच्छा लग रहा होता है। लेकिन वही अगर बच्चा कुछ टाइम बाद, बड़ा होने के बाद अगर ऐसे अपने बाल लंबे कर ले, अगर ऐसे ही फ्रॉक या फिर कुछ और ऐसा फेमिनाइन क्लोथ पहन ले या फिर ज्वेलरी पहन ले, तो सबको प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है। दिस इज द सोसाइटी वी लिव इन, दिस hypocritical society we live in. Coming to more of it, so when all of this was happening, when abuse was going on, I was not able to be myself, I was not able to express myself, and उस सब के बीच I was just a loner kid. I couldn't reach out to anyone, I couldn't talk to anyone, and I was just with myself. And then art became my best friend, and various of art forms over time helped me to create a safe space for myself, whether it was fine arts, whether it was poetry, theatre, dance, music, etc. And this went on. But in this as well, when I was I was practicing these art forms, I couldn't release what was caged inside me. And this caged identity I had to carry for 17 years of my life. And then finally, it was a great chance for me to move to Delhi. And when I moved to Delhi, I hope that it will be inclusive, but it wasn't. I thought that Delhi is a metro city and like people will accept me the way I am. Now, unlike Haryana, where the society is very orthodox and conservative, but it wasn't like that. It was all the same. It took me almost 1 year to finally bring out my identity and expose it to the world. Can you please switch the slide? And then, finally, when I was able to express my identity, I was performing. I started to perform various art forms. I found many of platforms, many of different events which were being hosted by many of the communities, many of the people. And I started going there and I started performing, whether it was poetry, whether it was dance, whether it was theatre. But I couldn't show and express myself because I felt like an alien. And what people did was, they called me obviously, not because of my art, but because of my identity, because of the tokenism we carry. And then this hurt me a lot. And after that, in this whole of 1 year of college, I had already brought up a lot of changes within my circle, within my college. I was voicing out for my rights. I was speaking up for my rights. I was doing what I could, as much as possible for me. And then it just struck me really hard that why don't we have a kind of support group for people like me? Because it's not like I was the only one. I am not the only one in this whole world who is different. There are many people around us who are not able to conform to this heteronormative society. And that was the moment I had this courage to voice it out to my faculty in college and to the students in the college that I want to open a gender equality cell. But it wasn't an easy road as well. It took me 1 year to finally fight with the whole administration, but with with the help of our principal, Dr. Rama, I finally was able to open the gender equity cell in third year of my college. And simultaneously, as I was going and performing and I was not able to find a space and I was seeing many other queer artists being used in the similar way, I found the Quad project. That's basically a queer art project, as you can see. So, and this logo was designed by me, and this shows how we are. This is when we are empowered. This is when our spirituality, our identity, our every kind of identity like opens up, and we are complete, and we can be just ourselves. So this was Quad project. We started in 24 November 2017. We started just as just an online platform on Facebook and Instagram to promote the queer artists. But over time, I realized that this is not something very feasible. This is something which will die very soon, or it can just be another media platform who are just putting out the pictures, putting out the art forms of people. But what exact change it is bringing to the society? Nothing. Then I started the Red Festival. That was the first queer art festival of Delhi. And we did, can we have the next slide please? So this was the Red Festival 1. And the theme was queerness and bread. So as you all know, at Christmas, as we see all around the world, people are in red. That's not because they are celebrating Christmas, but that it's just a kind of tradition they're following. Everyone, either they are Hindu, either they are Christian, either they are Muslim, either they are from any religion, either they even celebrate Christmas or not, but interestingly everyone is red because it is the color of the day. So when everyone can be in red for one day, why can't they just cope that red and get into the rainbow of the light? So this was the theme of the Red Festival, and we did it just next to the Christmas. And finally, we were able to pull hundreds of people without any sponsorship, without any support, just alone, me and Stephen Singh, to do it. And the best part was, it was held in a food mall where no event was held earlier at all. And the stage was just opposite to the Tisari food. At that point of time, it wasn't just a queer art festival, it was a protest against the judicial system, which has been declining the petitions for Section 377 for so long. And so, when we did this, I got the courage, and we finally became a kind of brand, a brand which was supporting the queer artists and the LGBT community. I never thought that I will go beyond this, beyond events, and do something which is more than this. But with time, when we started, people started reaching out to me for various kinds of cases. A person was being sexually abused by his own family member. Another person got detected with HIV, and his boyfriend, like by his not even asking the person, called his parents and told them that your son is now HIV positive, so take him back. So their parents came to Delhi from Gujarat and took him back to Gujarat and then abandoned him. These are just kind of stories which I get every day. Next, it's a very random story. A trans person, was told to evacuate the house they were living in as a paying guest, just because they as a biological male were dressing up into a sari every day. So these are kind of things what happen with us. The areas where we face discrimination are housing, our jobs, our employment, our health services. It will just, even in education system, there is no provision in the schools and colleges to make a college or any kind of education system a safe place. Even, sorry to say this, but here in this university as well, I couldn't see a single washroom for trans persons. It isn't, and even for the PWDs. So this is how we exclude. This is how we exclude and we just ignore. We ignore that there are other people too rather than us. We as able don't see that other people are not as much privileged. Because we are coming from a privileged background. That's very simple. So here, now, I would like to present my vulnerability to you.